Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, National Parts Depot and Penrite Oil. Hello and welcome to another magnificent episode of Classic Restos. Of course, not possible without the continued support of Shannons Insurance, National Parts Depot and the brilliant people at Penrite Oil. You know, all insurance companies pledge that they are the best, but you don't know what they're really like until you put the acid on them. And that's why I like Shannons Insurance. I use Shannons and I recommend Shannons Insurance. You only need to speak to people that have made recent claims. Shannons Insurance have a multi-policy discount opportunity for you. Choice of repairer, and the list goes on. They have a diverse and a comprehensive website. When you're there, you can sign up and become a member of the Shannons Club. It's all there in front of you when you visit shannons.com.au. When it's time to rebuild your American classic GM or Ford car, you have to deal with people that know their business inside out and back to front. This is where National Parts Depot lead in their field. An inventory of over 3 million parts combined. You can contact National Parts Depot for a catalogue pending to the build of your particular make of vehicle. Again, check them out online at npdlink.com. And how good is it to have Penrite Oil as a major sponsor of Classic Restos? I endorse Penrite Oil for many reasons. Firstly, 1926 establishment. They're a family-owned company. They're Australian-owned as well. And they have stood the test of time. If you've got a crankshaft, rods, pistons and valves, you need Penrite Oil. And it doesn't matter what type of engine you have, Penrite have an oil to suit that application. They have a tech team that you can get in contact with if you're not too sure. They can talk to you about different grades of oil and the oil to suit your particular application. Penrite Oil is the way to go and simply a better class of oil. Check them out online at penriteoil.com.au. Classic Restos gets around more than an alley cat, endeavouring to bring you the finest in classic vehicle events. And on today's show, I've travelled near Melbourne, Victoria. Welcome to the Renegades Hot Rod and Classic Car Show. The Renegades Hot Rod and Custom Car Club has been around over 30 years, once founded by just 3 people. The Renegades Hot Rod and Custom Car Club have been around almost 30 years, once founded by just 3 people. It's about enthusiastic individuals who are passionate about their community, and they love sharing their toys with the greater community. The Renegades welcome all styles and makes of vehicles, and they can also offer assistance to other car enthusiasts. This also includes assisting those who are interested in getting started with our treasured classics. The Renegades Hot Rod and Custom Car Club Incorporated are members of the Australian Street Rod Federation and the Victorian Hot Rod Association. For more information on this incredible club and its people, send an email to renegadeshrcc@gmail.com. What an incredible show this is. First cab off the rank, we have Jacob with his gorgeous Pontiac. How are you, Jacob?
Good, how are you? And like the t-shirt, Fletch?
Sure, thanks. Yeah, it's a nice shirt. Look at that. That's a good shirt. You can get these at classicrestos.com.au. Thanks for that lead in, Jacob. I appreciate that. Now, I have a lot of respect for this guy, and the reason being is that Jacob has taken the initiative of doing this beautiful Pontiac at home yourself. Well done to you. Now, tell us a quick rundown.
Well, it's a 77 Pontiac Trans Am. They use them in the Smokey and the Bandit films. They made 3 of them. In the first one, they used this one, and I reckon it was the best one that they ever made out of them.
Well, Burt Reynolds really put this model on the map, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he did. Well, they gave him one for free after it.
He did. And that car's actually sitting over there in the AACA Museum in Hershey, Pennsylvania, owned by National Parts Depot, and that's sitting there at the moment. It's amazing all these years on that these cars surface from such a high-profile movie.
Yeah, they do.
Now, you painted the engine and you didn't even take the engine off the frame. I mean, it looks beautiful. You've done a really nice job.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You got to admire a guy like this. A low-budget spend, but on such a high-profile car, and yet it's turned out so nice. Also, as well, a 4-speed. That looks so nice. The shifter, the way it sits on the tunnel. It's a real good-looking thing, Jacob.
Yeah, could have got a set of knuckle dusters for it as well, couldn't you?
Absolutely, mate. Thanks for being on today's show. I love what you've done. It's got the 6.6. We've got the 400 going on there, and just like off the movie with Smokey and the Bandit, and it looks really good here today, mate. Good on you, Jacob.
Thanks for that, Fletch.
Lots of people getting around trying to raise money for great causes, and I love to get behind as many as I possibly can with Classic Restos. Brian, how are you?
I'm well, thanks, Fletch.
That's good. What do you got to tell us?
I've got to tell you about our big Make-A-Wish car show and family day coming up on the 8th of December at Essendon Fields. We're planning a big day on this at this time, and what we want to try and combine is a great car show with a family-orientated event with the Make-A-Wish theme. So we want to have we're going to have entertainment for kids there, and we want it to be a big family Christmas party extravaganza.
You've got a website for more details?
There are websites. It's on the Make-A-Wish website. It's on Pinky's website as well. We're advertising it. So there's a number of websites. Show and Shine, the Maguire's website, I think, have details of it as well. So it's advertised on a number of websites, and we want to see as many people there as possible, with a lot of different sort of things and family-orientated things going on. With the opportunity to win helicopter flights, there'll be display cars there, the DeLorean time machine. Batman will be there, so we're quite excited about the whole concept and to include it in a family-orientated car show. There'll be a Shelby display as well.
8th of December, Essendon Airport. Try and make it. Good on you, Brian.
Thank you, Fletch. See you there.
Next car now, a gorgeous 1959 Cadillac. We've got Tony. Tony, what are you off to a wedding this afternoon?
Yes, Fletch. We actually, this is its first outing. It's just had a rebuilt motor, transmission and everything like that. And yes, we do run a business. We have Cadillac style. Nothing like going to a wedding, Fletch, in Cadillac style.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the rebuild real quickly. You got a 390 up there with a hydromatic, right?
Yes, 390 hydromatic. It had just a little bit of work done on the cam, so she's nice and a little bit lumpy now. Yep. And you just cruise along just beautifully.
They're a beautiful car, aren't they?
Oh, nothing like a Cadillac, mate. You're just cruising in heaven. Yeah.
All these full-size cars just give an unbelievable ride, don't they?
Oh, just sensational, Fletch. And people think, oh, because they're big, they float. And no, this can go around corners on rails.
I tell you, take the shock absorbers out of them and they float.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. But I'll take this one around the Great Ocean Road anytime.
Tony, how long did your build take?
Well, over the last 5 years, Fletch, we've been over the body, the paint. And as I said, now just the trans and yeah. So
it's a big car. I mean, it almost needs its own postcode.
Yeah, but what a postcode.
That's all right. The nose of the car gets to the destination 10 seconds before Tony does.
Exactly right, Fletch. And what a cruise.
Now, you've got your wife involved as well. Where's she?
The lovely Tanya. Yes, she's over here. And
what we'll do, Tony, we'll get rid of you and we'll bring Tanya in.
Why not, Fletch?
Go, Fletch. You go over there. All right. Okay, got Tanya. How are you, Tanya?
Good, thanks, Fletch. How are you today?
Good. What's it like through your eyes? Big piece of bling, big piece of jewellery, the 59 Cadillac.
I love it. It's the ultimate. The fins, the gloss, the chrome. She's just an absolutely beautiful machine. I've loved cars ever since I was a kid, and this has always been the ultimate. She's just a dream come true.
You would never have thought for 1 second in your life that you're probably going to end up with a car like this.
No, not at all. Listen, I'm a big Elvis fan, and Elvis loved Cadillacs, so I've always been into cars because I love Elvis, but to own a machine like this, it's just wonderful.
Great catch up with you, Tanya. Thank you.
You too, Fletch. Thanks for your time.
Got Laurie now. How are you, Laurie?
I'm good, Fletch. How are you?
Good, mate. Got to be good. Renegades. What a fantastic club. They've done a sensational job at putting this event on today. Love the people here. You're all so friendly, and you've turned up with these gorgeous cars. Tell us about your Charger.
She's a VJ Charger. Did it all myself. It's got a CL front on it, custom interior. A lot of nights in the garage, a lot of nights messing around, but it's our pride and joy.
I tell you what, you're on the laughing end of the stick. I mean, the way that prices are and availability now for Mopars, lesser in quantity in this country. If you got yourself a Charger in this day and age, Laurie, you're doing well.
Yeah, I was actually quite lucky, Fletch. I bought it as an unfinished project, and
someone else's hassle, right?
Yeah, didn't pay a lot of money for it, and it came over in a million pieces. So, but and as I said, did a lot of it myself.
Now, how long did the build take?
It had 3 incarnations for a whole host of reasons, but I think all up about 4 years we were on and off, yeah.
Family support. I suppose you went through a period where you didn't see them much because you're in the shed.
Yeah, look, we had a little bit of a system going. I could have 2 nights a week in the garage, and then one day on the weekend. So
The 2-night system.
yeah, it balanced all right till it started looking like a car. Then 2 nights became 3, became 4, and towards the end of it became pretty full on. So.
And your wife was telling me that when Classic Restos is on, you rush in, you stop for half an hour, watch that, and get back out in the shed again.
Yeah, that's it. Because Thursdays is one of the garage nights. So unfortunately for me, that's on the same night. So I've got to run out and do it, get it back in.
That's really cool. I just thought I'd give my own show a bit of a plug then.
That's a great show, mate. It's a great show.
Okay, so what's under the hood, Laurie?
She's 318. Nothing too exciting. Cam, carb, that sort of stuff. So nice and easy to drive.
Laurie, you got some pretty fat boots out back there.
Yeah, 295s. When I bought the car, I already had those pump guards on the back of it. And the best part of it was trying to find something that'd fill it. So as big as I could go was 295. So
They do look nice, don't they?
oh yeah, it looks good.
Good on you, Laurie. Thanks for being on today's show, mate. Helping to make this episode of Classic Restos as good as it is. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Fletch. Cheers. Thank you. Thanks.
I hope you're really enjoying this magnificent Renegades show special on this week's episode of Classic Restos. Of course, thanks to Shannons Insurance, National Parts Depot, and the fantastic people at Penrite Oil. Back with more in just a moment.
She walks on bottom, belly flashes of night. So well proportioned like a flower in bloom. That's my baby, chick-a-boom.
Welcome back. We've got Cocky now. How are you, Cocky?
I'm very well, thanks, Fletch. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Member of the Renegades. Geez, you guys have really excelled yourselves.
Yes, we have. We've got quite a few members now, and we love the car theme and enjoy it immensely.
Mate, that's good, and it reflects that because you've got a 64 EH Holden here. Beautiful car. Tell us the deal.
64, this thing, I've had it not that long. Always had a passion for them. It runs 186, just a nice mild motor with a 350 Holly, the 70s twin exhaust and the bucket seats and the dragway mags and all that sort of stuff.
Mate, back in the day, you did things like that. Not many cars could catch you.
Yeah, that's the way, yeah, that's it, yeah. It's,
Now, Cocky, inside, I can't help but notice the interior looks fairly standard. I mean, it's a few little things done, but it's all there.
Yeah, it's all there. Yeah, it's out of bits of premieres and all that sort of thing. But it's something that I love and always have loved, and had these cars, of course, in the 70s and the rest of it. But you get your passion, you're in there, and these things are the real deal. They're a real Australian icon.
Amazing too, back in the day too, Cocky, with the racing history, with the S4s and the EHs.
Yeah, the S4, to my knowledge, was raced the Armstrong 500. I think that they manufactured about 126 of them. They had, I think, modified float chambers, modification in the brakes, a bigger tail shaft, the drive shaft. There was a couple of things, a bigger fuel tank, and I think there was 126 manufactured. To my knowledge, I think there's still about 11 on the register, and the rest went wherever they went, scrapped and rolled, raced and smashed.
So you got to love that. I mean, this is way before the days that V8 ruled supremacy. I do know one thing, that the S4s used to be revved to 6,000 RPM and did 120 miles an hour, 200 Ks down Conrod. Now, for a relatively standard red engine, that is just so awesome.
With a 3-speed box too. 3-speed gearbox, So
you just got to think about that. A 179, which isn't big in the cubes, 6-cylinder engine, naturally aspirated, 1964, doing 200 kilometres an hour. Amazing.
Yeah,
and a 4-door family sedan.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and they drove it home after the race if they didn't roll it.
Yeah, that's right. They raced the cars. They had number plates on them.
Yeah, that's right. I have a real passion for the S4 and love to get older one, but I don't think it's going to happen. So.
Well, you got the closest thing here anyway, Cocky. Good on you, buddy.
Okay, thank you, Fletch, and Classic Restos. You beauty. Thank you.
Time now for Joe on today's episode of Classic Restos here at this sensational Renegades event. Joe,
yes, mate.
What have you done to this British Ford?
Oh, what do you want to know about?
What haven't you done? When it comes to absolutely incredible motoring in terms of performance, listen to this. A Ford Cortina with a stroked 302 out to 347. Joe, this is insane. Tell us, what's it like to drive?
It's very nice to drive. Matter of fact, it's nice, smooth, plenty of power there.
Mate, you're a little kid in an older bloke's body, aren't you?
Well, I am. I said this is my last car I'll build, so I had a few GTs, so I thought I'd build something like them, but a bit more power than the normal.
Mate, you'd have to be careful how you drove it because it could be the last car you get to drive.
Yeah, it could be.
Tell me, I've got to ask this, is it nose heavy?
No, it's quite nice. Yeah, it's
So
quite...
the balance of the Windsor sits well with the Cortina?
Yes, very nice to steer, and braking's fantastic.
Yeah. Because, you know, guys have put 308s in Geminis, you know, and that power to weight ratio stuff, I mean, that'd be the closest thing to a motorbike.
No, it's really good. Fantastic to drive. You don't even need power steering. Just it's how nice it is to drive.
Now, obviously, Joe, you've done things right. Did it take a lot of research, planning?
Engineering was, you had to go through the right channels, like chassis rails and braking system and stuff like that, but everything went through fine, and it's on the road legally and fantastic.
Well, that's what it's all about. I mean, we do any of these types of modifications, it has to be legal. I'm interested in the brakes department. Which way did they make you go there?
Well, it's got the 330mm calipers with the 4-piston calipers. The braking is fantastic. Yeah, you couldn't stop any better.
There's nothing like over-engineering something.
No, it's fantastic.
So how long have Cortinas gone back with you, Joe?
Oh, I never had them before in my life. I had XYs and then I sold my last one. I said, I'll build a Cortina. I'd love to build a Cortina. So I went into the research of it and I went for it. Went all the way.
I don't mind the early shape Cortinas. I think they're in a little bit of a class of their own. I mean, we go back earlier into the 60s with the sporty Corties, and they ran well in their class as well.
Yeah, they did. They ran really good in their class. The Mark II wasn't as good as the Mark I, but this looked a little bit like the XY, so I went this way.
It's kind of like the poor man's XY, with all due respect.
Yeah, that's right.
But the 347 stroker up front, I mean, how amazing is it? Got to take me hat off to you for being different. It's certainly the only Cortina here today, especially with a V8 in it, so well done, Joe.
Well, thank you very much. There's a bit of work involved, but I've done most of the work myself, which was good, and happy with it. Can't go wrong.
Good on you, mate. Well, thanks for getting me in a headlock here today and forcing myself to interview you for Classic Restos.
Thank you very much.
All right. Moving through the stable, we have Chris now. How are you, Chris?
Not too bad, thanks, Fletch.
That's the way, mate. Beautiful XR Falcon. Gorgeous car.
Thank you.
How long have you had it?
Oh, going about 3.5, 4 years now. Yeah, just keeping it clean, hard thing to do.
Absolutely. The time you've had it, Chris, have you had to do much to it?
I bought it all painted and everything, just things like brakes and temperature, a bit of overheating problems and fixing radiator, lowering it and the wheels, things like that, Fletch.
You know, these cars really knock you over when you get close and you see their original interiors. Got to think about that. To think that they can be as old as they are and still retain what they left the factory with. There's so much to be said for that.
Yeah, well, as you can see, the interior hasn't been touched. The door trims are still the same and they're faded. Still column auto, hasn't been put a shifter, a T-bar shifter or anything in it. And that's the way I want to keep it.
And lurking under the hood there, Chris, 289?
Yes, factory matching numbers 289. Rebuilt and just like a bit of a cam and 600 Holley.
289, such a lovely little V8, such a free spinning engine.
Yeah, no, she purrs along nicely.
And you got the boys involved too, mate? They must love it.
Yeah, the boys love going for a drive. I say, let's go for an ice cream, and they go, yeah, let's go.
Good on you, Chris. Love the car. Thanks for turning up here today too, mate, and supporting such a fantastic event. Good on you. Well done.
No worries. Thanks for that, Fletch.
If you're after the DVD boxed sets of Classic Restos, go to classicrestos.com.au. They make fantastic gifts for people as well. And while you're there, have a browse through the other Classic Restos merchandise and how my wonderful major sponsors can help you as well. classicrestos.com.au. Stay in your favourite chair. Back with more classics in just a moment. Look up awesome in the dictionary and you'll see a picture of this bloke. How are you, Danny?
I'm very well, Fletch. How are you?
Good, mate. Good reason he's awesome. An original 1963 Falcon Sprint. This is rare. I love it.
I love it too, Fletch.
Where did you get it from?
From the States, obviously. Actually bought it off eBay last year. Landed here in August last year. Come from Minnesota.
And what's the story? How many people owned it? Have you got any history there?
Well, I'm technically the third owner. The first owner bought it obviously back in '63 and ordered it and got it shipped to Minnesota. And He had it and unfortunately passed away in 1974, and that's the last time this thing was registered.
This is just so nice. This is beautiful. I mean, to see it here in all its glory and all its exuberance with the roof down, the red interior, it's just amazing.
It is. It actually drives really well too, like a pretty much a brand new car. Obviously, the guy who had it before me, the second owner, rebuilt the interior, rebuilt the motor.
And what sort of engine is it?
It's an original 260 V8, which he obviously redone.
260, it'd scoot along nicely in this light body.
It does actually. Yeah, right. It actually purrs.
Beautiful. Look, you've got the right number of cylinders going on. I mean, 1963 Falcon. I mean, the first of the Falcon shape. I mean, this is where the Falcon originated from. All our Falcons here in Australia based on the American design. They were fantastic cars. Bang for the buck. It was pretty hard to go past a Falcon. Danny, great catching up with you. Like I said, mate, you've got to really treasure this car because it's something very, very special. And, need we say more?
No, we shouldn't. Thanks a lot, Fletch. And thank you very much. You're an absolute icon in the restoration business. Everyone watches you, and you're an absolute gem. And I just saw you talk to a little kid who come up to you. He said, Danny, just wait a sec. And you spoke to the little kid. That is excellent. Well done, buddy.
It just comes with the job, you know. It's what you got to do. These people that come up, they're the audience of Classic Restos, and that's yourself included. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Fletch Tours in 2014 are happening, and you deserve to go. 3 specialised itineraries have been created to take you to either Ford, GM or Chrysler's in beautiful Carlisle, Pennsylvania. The 4th itinerary is the amazing state of Michigan, taking in automotive museums and private car collections, rounding off with the largest car cruise in the world, the Woodward Dream Cruise, in the Motor City of Detroit. For more information, click on the Fletch Tours icon when you visit classicrestos.com.au. OK, we've got Alan now, the president of the Renegades. Mate, you've done a fantastic job. My hat comes off to you. Well done.
Thanks, mate. It's been a fantastic day. We've had a grouse turnout. We've been overwhelmed by it all, Fletch. It's fantastic. You've seen the quality of the cars in that here today. And we've just been ecstatic by it. The bike turnout, It's fantastic. We're a club that's been around since the early 80s. We're a small club, around about 30 people put this all together, mate. And we're very family orientated, and we love to give a lot back to the public and other car enthusiasts as well, mate. So it's a big buzz for us, and a committee that worked very hard at this, mate, has done a fantastic job.
A lot of people don't understand the amount of work that goes into organising just one single event such as this.
Mate, the work that goes on behind, this is around about 12 months worth of work that we do. We do 2 shows a year. We do this one here at the Sports Centre and the second one down at the Werribee Racecourse in May. And each year it's been growing and growing. It's fantastic. The public's loving it. The car enthusiasts, it's fantastic, mate. It's really spot on.
One great thing about this particular show too is the vehicle diversity. Whether you're into Ford, Holden, Valiant, or some American stuff as well, it's here. Bikes too. That's the cross section. And as you said, the quality of cars, the event such as this is attracting, is very impressive as well.
Oh, it is, mate. It is. And look, that was one of the hardest things with the judges. You've seen we had 11 trophies to give out today, and the judges were running around scratching their head. I know you did a choice for us, mate. We really appreciate that. But just amazing when the guys kept coming back to us going, you know, it's really tough out there, Alan, but we have to make the hard call at the end of the day. And as you can see, the quality was there, mate.
I have never, ever envied the job of judges. Mate, great catching up with you, Alan, and thank you so much for your support for Classic Restos and allowing the TV show to cover your event here today, mate. Good on you.
Thank you, mate, and welcome again. Good on you. Cheers, mate.
Well, there you go. There's just some of the Renegades Classic Car and Hot Rod show on this week's episode of Classic Restos, and I'm sure you'll agree the team do a wonderful job at making this event happen. Don't forget, classicrestos.com.au is the website that you need for the DVD boxed sets of the show, Classic Restos merchandise, finding out about the magnificent 2014 USA Fletch Tours, and to see my major sponsors and as to how they can help you. As I say at the end of every week's episode of Classic Restos, no matter where you're watching the show from, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching.
Go Fletch! Go Classic Restos! Renegades!
Don't forget to like Classic Restos on Facebook. Facebook.com/Classic Restos TV. And episodes can be seen at Shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, National Parts Depot and Penrite Oil.